a video was unearthed over the weekend of one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter, Patrisse Cullors. And this is important because this is the media's new tactic, or we should just call them the mob media. The mob media, one of their new tactics is asking people, like they did Mike Pence, do Black Lives matter? As if anybody anywhere had ever said Black lives don't matter. That's the insult built into it. But now you're supposed to support this organization, which is, as I've been telling you for weeks, if not more, is basically just a mask for a socialist agenda. It has nothing to do with making Black lives better. Not one thing to do with making Black lives better, because remember, all these people tearing stuff down in Seattle, tearing statues down all over the country, trying to defund the police. They've got this, oh, what a brilliant idea. We'll stop the police from policing. All these people have not said one thing about what they mean to replace it with, except to destroy the family and to introduce Marxism, basically. So here is Patrisse Cullors. She's a co-founder of Black Lives Matter, basically saying who she really is. It's got 5.
I also think that it might... I think of a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories. And I think that what we really try to do is build a movement that could be utilized by many, many Black folk.
So what she's really saying is we are going to utilize, she says that this Marxism is going to be utilized by many Black folk. What she really means is we are going to utilize Black folk for this movement, because it has been nowhere shown that Marxism helps anybody anywhere. And this is the thing about people tearing down statues of George Washington, which is happened here in Hollywood, tearing down statues of Ulysses S. Grant, who defeated the Confederacy and also was very committed to defeating slavery, also destroyed the first rising of the Ku Klux Klan, the Democrats' answer to the Civil War. You know, all these people that they're tearing down, the question nobody gets asked is, you know, you're tearing that down. What have you ever done for anybody? What have you ever done for yourself? What have you ever done to make your life better? What responsibility have you ever taken? And now we know they're Marxists, and now they have to point to someplace, because Marxists have used true corruption, true oppression, true racism. They have used that as a shield for their philosophy, which is just about power. So they're defunding the police. This Black Lives Matter, defund the police. Do you or do you not support Black Lives Matter? Over the weekend, there were 101 shootings in Chicago, and that's just numbers coming in. 14 people killed. 9 or 10 unarmed Black people were killed by the police last year. 14 people were killed in Chicago. And you know what color they were. You know, I mean, obviously their lives are, all lives matter. So their lives are not to be judged on that. But just judging from Black Lives Matter's point of view, 14 people killed in one weekend. Okay. 10 people in a year who were unarmed. That doesn't mean they were innocent. It just means they were unarmed. But it doesn't mean they were innocent. They may have been criminals. They may have been attacking, like the guy in Georgia who was attacking the police with a taser. So, you know, we don't know what they were doing, but they were unarmed. 10 people unarmed, 14 people killed in a weekend. In New York City, the shooting rate was up over 300%. They just disbanded one of their units, and they're now defunding the police. They've taken, I can't remember, there's a lot of money out of the police department, and they've disbanded the undercover anti-crime units across every precinct. 21 shootings were reported across 4 boroughs between Friday and Saturday. The NYPD said 2 people died. Shooting last week rocketed compared with the same time period in 2019, from 12 last year to 55 this year, 55 shooting. Unbelievable. In the most recent reported shooting, a 27-year-old man died of multiple gunshot wounds to his torso, face, and leg in front of 640 Stanley Avenue, a 17-year-old boy. One of the cops said, "This is what the politicians wanted. No bail, nobody in Rikers, cops not arresting anyone. This is what they wanted." It is what they wanted. It is what the BLM people wanted, and the Democrats support the BLM, and the media supports the BLM. This is them. This is on them. It's them. And the thing that I was saying about the way we cover this is we've got to stop saying, oh, wow, look, the bias in the news. Every day I go on one of my favorite websites, the Media Resource Center, the Newsbusters, and they talk about the bias in the news. But it's not bias anymore. It's an actual attack on the founding principles of America. It is actually putting forward the idea that America is rotten and deserves to be destroyed. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Andrew Klavan Show. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all our future content.